Mount Aso is the largest active volcano in Japan and is among the largest in the world. It is located on the island of Kyushu and consists of five peaks: Neko, Taka, Naka, Eboshi, and Kishima. The highest summit, Mount Taka, is 1,592 meters above sea level. The caldera of Mount Aso is one of the largest in the world, measuring 10 miles in width and 14 miles in length. The map on the right shows the location of Mount Aso on the island of Kyushu. On the left, you see Kyushu Island and Mount Aso in the center. The inset picture gives you a little bit of a relation of where the things are around Mount Aso. So it shows a couple of the peaks and how the route goes around for the people who want to see it. This is what you see when you go to visit Mount Aso. This is the crater that is open to the public. It is very huge. It cannot be imagined how huge it is. And as you can see, there is steam coming out of a sulfuric lake at the bottom. The circumference of the caldera is approximately 120 kilometers or 75 miles around. The caldera is divided into two basins and they are level and at the same elevation. The only opening in the wall of the caldera is on the east side, which is an outlet for streams. There is a sulfurous lake in one of the active craters. The picture on this slide shows a photograph that I actually took when I visited Mount Aso about a year ago. And you'll notice the water at the bottom is green and there is a lot of steam coming out of it. That is sulfur, and they actually sell sulfuric rocks for tourists to buy. They're bright yellow rocks. You haven't seen them locally before, and you can't bring them back to the United States. The Aso caldera was formed by four huge eruptions which occurred between 90,000 and 300,000 years ago. The pyroclastic flow and volcanic ash which was ejected during the eruption that happened about 90,800 years ago was more than 600 cubic kilometers. It is believed that the pyroclastic flow plateau covered half the island of Kyushu. To put that in relation, now Kyushu is 13,760 square miles. For it to cover half of the island of Kyushu, that is approximately the area of 1.5 times the Hawaii island, the big island in Hawaii, which is only 4,028 square miles. And after that eruption, after all that material came out of the volcano, the chamber collapsed, forming the caldera. Kyushu has a foundation of rocks of Paleozoic age that are largely sedimentary and frequently metamorphic. The central ridge of Mount Aso is comprised primarily of basaltic andesite. Deposits of ashes and pumice are scattered throughout the area. The first documented eruption happened at Mount Naka in the year 553. Since then, the mountain has erupted 167 times. Mount Aso has produced more explosive eruptions than any other volcano in the world, and 8 of the eruptions have resulted in fatalities. This is a sign at the entrance to the visiting area for the volcano. As you can see, there's a map on the left hand side, which shows the areas, the viewing areas, and where the peaks are. On the right hand side, it says that there is sulfuric acid gas that is being produced by the mountain. And they're warning people with asthma or respiratory problems not to go near the volcano. This is very dangerous. They've actually had people who died breathing in the fumes from the volcano. They have actually also had instances when the volcano erupted and the matter that flew out of the volcano has hit people and there were fatalities. And that is why when you go to the visitor area, they have several big concrete bomb shelters. And these shelters are for use of the visitors in the event of a sudden eruption. Thousands of people visit Mount Aso every year, and within the caldera, there are 50,000 people living in a city, a town, and a village. As I mentioned, the concrete bomb shelters are there for the people's safety because there have been sudden unexpected eruptions which have caused difficulties for people and caused fatalities. At one point, the bomb shelters were actually buried in the ashfall because so much ash had come out of the mountain. The crater of Mount Naka contains an active volcano which has erupted 6 times since 1974. There's a myth involved with the volcano. The residents who live within the caldera pay homage to the gods of the mountains, especially a god called Takeiwa Tatsuno Mikoto, who is believed to have kicked open the east side of the caldera because they believe that there was a large lake in the crater at one time, and the god kicked open the side of the caldera to release the water so the surrounding areas were allowed to farm. They had enough water to farm for rice paddies and fields. When you go to the volcano, they actually have the shrine where people place coins and flowers and other things in respect of the god. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. I hope that you learned a little bit about Mount Aso. If you ever have the opportunity to visit the area, it is quite a spectacular area to visit, and you will see a lot that you may not see anywhere else. Thank you very much.